People started tuning in to hear what the outrageous morning jock at DC 101 would say or do next.
You wearing panties? What do you wear, thong or how you looking at?
Body's hot.
Power.
I would do a lot to that.
You've said in other interviews that you were 16 when you lost your virginity. When did you get your period?
I'm not telling you that.
Howard Stern is one of the worst people in entertainment. He's objectified women and made mockery of tragedy, demanding stars like Nicole Smith to get on the scale and weigh herself, or making fun of victims who die in a plane crash. There is no moral compass when it comes to Howard Stern, and his behavior has not only hurt innocent people, but has hurt the culture surrounding beauty standards and decency. So let's get into it. There are a lot of opinions on Howard Stern, but we must all agree that he has had his controversial moments. As a popular radio personality, he has shared some opinions which have hurt people, and he has done some things that are straight up disgusting. In this video, we're gonna go through some of his most problematic moments, and at first I want to take you back to 1982. Believe it or not, this is not the worst thing that Howard Stern has done, but it was his first real controversial opinion that made headlines and started to get his name out there. There was a plane crash in DC, and he had some choice words. A plane that took off from Ronald Reagan Airport in Arlington, Virginia, crashed into the nearby 14th Street Bridge, killing 78 people. As reported by the Washington Post, the next day during his radio show, when he was at DC 101, so he was local, he called Air Florida to ask what the fare was for a one-way ticket from the National Airport to the 14th Street Bridge, making a mockery of this accident and really those 78 people who died.
In 1982, an Air Florida jet crashed into a bridge in Washington, D.C. What Stern did in the aftermath of the tragedy shocked some Washingtonians almost as much as the crash itself, and it firmly established Stern as the most radical and, to some people, the most offensive presence on the Washington radio scene.
According to Encyclopedia, the call offended many listeners, but Howard claimed that he was expressing his own outrage towards the flight crew. Howard didn't last long at DC 101. It wasn't because of this incident, but he was fired a year later.
When the plane crashed at the 14th Street Bridge, I said on the air, someone ought to call these guys and make them accountable because there was ice on the wings. And I said, let's call the airline and ask them if this is going to be a regular stop or something.
Even though this call gave Howard Stern a lot of press, I don't think it was a calculated move. I think it really shows just how ignorant he is to such sensitive topics.
People started tuning in to hear what the outrageous morning jock at DC 101 would say or do next. Stern's ratings and those of the station soared.
So he didn't mean to do it. He just made this stupid comment because he was acting stupid. But this behavior led people to listen to his show because they wanted to hear this train wreck. And oh, did it become a train wreck. There have been so many moments where past clips from his show have resurfaced. We've talked about them before. I mean, I will never forget what he said to Nicole Smith. It is disgusting. But there are a lot of women who have been subjected by Howard Stern. The compilation, which has received over 2.4 million views, begins with a clip of Howard asking Lisa Marie Presley if she was wearing panties during an interview. He said, "You wearing panties? What'd you wear, a thong?" he asks her. Howard then asks how she looks in her underwear, to which Lisa Marie is visibly annoyed. And she says, "I don't know," after staring off to the side, probably feeling uncomfortable and not knowing how to get out of that situation.
You wearing panties?
Mm-hmm.
What do you wear, thong or you do?
Yeah.
How you looking at?
I don't know.
You know how you
I don't
look.
know what day.
That's right.
Another woman he disrespected is Mariah Carey, the Queen of Christmas. She appeared on his show in 1998 and was sadly sexualized by Howard Stern. He says, "First of all, your breasts are incredible." And she replies saying, "No, they're not. They're really not. They're normal, but thank you."
Well, your breasts are incredible.
No, they're not. They're really not. They're normal, but thank you.
When you walk down
you
the
have
stage,
some people on here with incredible breasts.
Now let's talk about a moment from that same year in 1998 with Courtney Love. He says, says, "Oh yeah, you've got a nice stomach," as she removes her jacket. Courtney then appears uneasy, pulling the top down to cover her stomach, but no one taking notice to her discomfort. Howard continues, "Just stand there for a second. Let me look at you. Body's hot." And of course, Courtney Love is uncomfortable and she says, "Howard, like, check yourself."
You got a nice stomach.
Well,
That's what I dig.
okay, so I wasn't going to pander that hard.
No, that's fine what you're wearing.
It was my own decision.
Well, just stand there for a second. Let me look at you.
Howard?
Body's hot.
Howard?
I would do a lot to that.
Howard?
I could make you see things.
Howard?
So weird. And these are like respected like entertainers. I mean, a lot of people that have gone onto his show have been like even more belittled, but I do want to talk about the moment when Sofia Vergara came on because he made really weird comments about her like breastfeeding her baby. He asked her, "Do you breastfeed your son?" And she said yes. He said that must have been unbelievable. And she said it wasn't unbelievable. I was like 19. And he said, "You must have had so much milk, right? How much milk?" It's just so weird that he's asking these like bodily like questions about these women who just don't want to talk about those things. And also, what satisfaction is he getting?
Did you breastfeed your son?
Oh, that must have been unbelievable. That wasn't unbelievable. I was like 19.
You had so much milk, right?
Oh my God.
How much milk?
Like, ew, don't talk to a mother about her milk production, like TMI. But like I said earlier, I will never ever forgive him for what he did to Anna Nicole Smith. May she rest in peace. But at one point on his show, he tried to weigh her. I mean, she's someone who's really struggled with her body and the beauty standards. And of course, he wanted her to get on a scale on his show. Social media users have voiced their disgust after clips of Howard Stern trying to pressure Anna Nicole Smith to weigh herself live on air have resurfaced. And knowing everything she's gone through and the pressures, it's really just gross that he would create this type of environment because there's no way she felt safe around this man.
Anna Nicole Smith stopping by later. I know Benji's all excited about it. Last time she was here, he got her in the bathroom and tried to perform oral on her. Benji, say hi to Anna.
Wow. I know I'm a little chubby, but I'm very good at oral. Howard seen me do it.
I saw him do it on a girl.
Oh,
He's real good at it.
Yeah, she likes it.
Open your mouth. Let's see for...
You have any diseases?
No, absolutely not.
Anna, you got any diseases?
No.
Let's go. Come on, we'll just try it out and see what happens.
Okay, wait till after my...
Where'd she go? We'll take your headphones off.
You talk a good game. Come on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you said you would. Okay.
You might need a few Red Bulls.
dear.
Go ahead. Well, it's about time you had some sex. Benji, that's nice of you. And Anna, that's nice of you. Go ahead.
It is so weird how Howard has like his enablers. Like it reminds me of like the Vlog Squad like throwback where like David Dobrik is like Howard Stern and then there's the enablers and they're over here trying to like push Anna Nicole in the corner to like hook up with this guy, which clearly isn't gonna happen, or at least I hope it's not gonna happen. That environment seems so sick. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But he goes on to talk about how Anna Nicole had gained some weight, and of course he is talking about her being a heavyset woman and trying to guess her weight, and it's just like really gross because it shows what matters to him. And honestly, it seems like all of the worst parts of the media and the beauty standards is almost just like embodied into Howard Stern. Going into that room, there's no way that she's gonna feel good about herself leaving.
For some reason, she doesn't think she's heavy.
Right, that's a for sure.
That's the other strange thing, that Anna doesn't recognize that she's a big girl and maybe shouldn't wear belly shirts.
And all the time, she's eating.
Yeah.
I mean, if they go to play a game, it's an eating contest.
Yeah.
You know, they go to somebody's house, she goes through the refrigerator and starts eating.
Like, would she wear a thong in here? Like, because she seems to love being naked and showing off her body.
Let's give her one of the bikinis.
Well, remember didn't they go to Fredericks of Hollywood? She came out in an outfit that she probably shouldn't have been on camera in.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I don't think she's aware that she's a big girl. She's got to weigh, I would say she weighs 300 pounds at least. Wow. Wouldn't you agree?
No, well, 300.
She's tall.
For a girl, though, is
300 pounds. I'm saying because she's bigger than most men.
I mean, her ass is big.
When I was with her, I weighed like 220.
And she was bigger than you.
And she dwarfed you.
Yeah.
Really? Don't you think she could weigh 300?
You know, you might be right.
The way that they're just talking about her outfits and the way that she dresses, like, how can you imagine, like, she felt hearing this and hearing these people just talk about her in such a dismissive way?
I was like 280.
I'll say 300. I'll bet on it.
280.
I think
if we can get her on the scale.
You think she'll get on a scale?
We should do an under over.
Okay, I'll bet you $100.
Go ahead.
I'll bet you $100. She's not over 300, but it's going to be so close. I think she's probably 280 to 290.
All right, let's do this. The person who comes closest within 5 pounds of her weight.
Over or under?
It is disgusting how he is talking about betting on her weight. Imagine that happening nowadays in like a Lizzo world, which I love this kind of world, like the body positivity. And honestly, good for Anna Nicole Smith for standing up for herself and saying that she's not getting on that scale, because it seems like Howard can pressure women into a lot of different situations. And what's really sad is how Howard tries to pretend to be a friend, but really he's just a bully. Like even explaining to her that they all have bets on how much she weighs, and that's why she must get on this scale.
Put yourself out there. You're doing the show. Of course people are going to comment on your life. And I said, and I'll repeat what I said earlier, that the way you dress and stuff, I don't think you're aware that you're a heavy-set woman. That's what I said.
I know I'm a big woman, so what?
So I was guessing your weight. And I was going to say to you today, can you please get on the scale, and then we'll have an over-under. That's all.
No.
Why not? Why not?
I'm not going to get on the scale if you got to weigh me.
If you get on the scale, I'm serious.
Why would you want me to get on the scale?
I'll tell you why.
So you could humiliate me.
No, that's not humiliating.
She's so aware and looking around too, also trying to see everyone else's like faces. Like, are you hearing this? And she's so sweet. It makes you feel so bad. She's even kind of like, wait, like, why would you want to do that to me? Like, what have I walked into?
No, that's not humiliating. I think you should be proud of what you weigh.
I don't think any woman really wants to get on the scale and broadcast it to...
Why are women, when Anna Nicole is so liberated, why is Anna Nicole embarrassed to say how much she weighs?
Because I'm not going to do that. All I want to hear is pop jokes from you.
Anna Nicole was a trooper for handling all of this and even trying to like teach him a lesson. Like, I'm not doing this. You're not humiliating me. Like, who do you think I am? Do you think I'm stupid and you're going to make a joke of me? And there's going to be headlines all with this number of how much she weighs. And really, whose business is that?
Not enough.
If we weigh you now, I'll give you $3,000 courtesy of i1.com and Trim Spa.
Nope.
Plus an Xbox for your son.
Nope, not enough.
He already has an Xbox.
He does.
He can sell this one.
He could have it, do whatever he wants. Sell it on eBay.
Put another room.
That's right. Have 2 Xbox.
Yeah.
The way that he tries to bribe her and pay her like what, $3,000, which like even back then is not enough for that. Like that is definitely not enough. And also like the Xbox for her kid. Just like what type of manipulation tactics are these?
Anna Nicole's bigger boned.
How much do you think I weigh?
Want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Will you tell him if he's right?
Be honest.
I'll tell him if he's close or not.
Okay. 300.
No. Howard.
Honestly, I'm not one to want to even try to participate in this, but I can say that you can tell that, like, clearly she's not 300 pounds, and it's just laughable. Like, who does this man think he is?
Do you want to go in the bathroom with Benji right now?
No, but I'm here for the weekend, and maybe we can go have dinner.
Ooh. Oh, my God.
You think dinner is for the 2 of you? Do you think maybe pass on the dinner and maybe go out and exercise? Seriously.
You're so pathetic.
Is that wrong?
Does that make you feel so much better about yourself?
Please let me weigh you. I'll give you $3,000 for your son.
You're feeling so good right now.
No, I'm not.
Good for Anna, telling him, like, do you feel good about yourself? Do you really? Because there's no way that you actually do. And Anna Nicole's not the only one to defend herself against Howard Stern, because Emma Bunton also fends off the sexist questions that he has for her. Emma Bunton was actually a former Spice Girl, which I grew up watching the Spice Girls, so we love the Spice Girls, and this interview took place back in 2005. And like the questions are so cringe. At one point, Howard asks her how old she was when she first got her period. Like, what question is that? Like, does he think like when a person has their period, then they are like ready for a man? Like, is that his mindset? Like, he's trying to get like see when she was ready. I really don't understand what his intention would be. It's not like a girl talk, like, hey, when'd you get your period? Like, let's talk about our like cycles or whatever. This is him like, for whatever reason, trying to sexualize her at a young age and for whenever she got her period, I guess. She actually replies to Howard at one point and says, my dad won't be happy that you're talking to me about this, which Howard Stern replies, he loves it. Ugh, sicko. He proceeds to comment on her outfit choice, saying, I feel like you didn't wear a bra for me today. I feel like you're not wearing panties today. It's turning me on a little bit. And she's very uncomfortable and says, really good. That's nice for you.
I'd be happy that you're talking to me like this.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it.
You are funny.
I bet when you were young, you started in with boys, right? You were very developed. What age did you develop? What age did you develop?
I'm not going to talk to you about this.
When did you get your period?
I'm not telling you that.
Why? How old were you?
Absolutely
Why?
not.
That's not so. That's so what everyone talks about.
I don't care. I'm not talking to you.
You got to be honest here.
Why? Come on.
I am being honest, you sir, but I don't want to tell you that.
I'm going to say you were a little bit of a late bloomer. I'm going to say 13. How close am I? I'm right, aren't I? Yes, I am. I know my women. I don't know much, but I know women. So you've said in other interviews that you were 16 when you lost your virginity.
Have I?
Yeah.
You've done your research.
Oh, you're damn right. Yes, yes. That's when you were Swallow Spice.
I really thought you weren't going to be this rude in me.
I'm not being rude.
When he guessed that she was 13 when she got her period and gloated about how he knows his women and talking about her having, you know, intimacy at a young age, at a minor age, kind of gives me creepy vibes. Like, it makes me think that he's got something else on his mind.
Here, this whole booklet from your CD.
Yes.
Oh, friggin', is that you? Is that you?
Yes.
It's unbelievable, sexy pictures.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I didn't know your body was that rocket. Really?
Well, when I work out very hard. But it's, you know, it's been Christmas as well, so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I hear you there.
I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
Should have worn these little hot pants today.
Well, I was thinking of it, but, you know, it's a bit early in the morning.
There's that one where you're in a black dress and you see the side view and it's sort of slit down the side of the... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hot pictures.
Got a couple of yams on you.
I didn't know your ass was that good either. This one? This picture?
What an
Is
ass.
I mean...
Yes, of course, yeah.
They should have called you Ass Spice.
Yeah, Ass Spice.
So Howard obviously is extremely rude and disgusting to attractive women. He's even more rude and disgusting to women he deems unattractive. And I want to talk a little bit about the actress who played Precious, because he had some choice words. So Gabri played Precious, and Howard Stern was quoted saying, "She's the most enormous, fat black chick that he had ever seen," and predicted that she'll never be in another movie and suggested that she should put her money towards losing weight, which I think is just, one, like, your opinion is not welcomed, and two, it's just like he doesn't want to create any space for anyone to be diverse. Like, does he really want everyone to be extremely skinny and like just objects? Like, he doesn't want to see any difference in the world, because Precious was like a really important movie, and I feel like her performance in that was needed for society.
Actually, it's Sandra Bullock, and then you go, there's Helen Mirren, and there's Meryl Streep, 16-time nominee. Then you go, and there's the most enormous fat black chick I've ever seen, like Gabrielle Sidibe.
Sidibe, or whatever her name is.
She is enormous. I mean, she is enormous, and you feel bad because
everybody's pretending that she's a part of show business.
Right. It's just ludicrous because everyone's pretending to be part of show business.
And she's going to be around.
And she's never going to be in another movie. And she really should have gotten the Best Actress award because she's never going to have another show. What movie is she going to be in?
So he's completely dismissing her performance and acknowledging that she's not welcome in Hollywood. Her type of person is not welcome and will not be seen on screen again. Kind of making a mockery of these fellow celebrities who are celebrating her, while saying that she just doesn't belong in this world that has these standards that he, you know, pushes out through his entertainment.
Is Oprah telling
Precious she's going to have a career?
Yeah. Telling an enormous woman the size of a planet that she's going to have a career.
An enormous woman the size of a planet. Like, really? He might, like, you know, like what Anna Nicole Smith said, you must feel good about yourself, huh? Let's talk about the time that he spoke on the Cabine shooting, which is really, oh my God, these are terrible. And it's actually like, I learned about Columbine, like, you know, when I was very young, and it is so sad to me how normalized shootings are now. It just, like, you can get emotional thinking about it, right? It's scary. I mean, every time I'm in a crowd, I'm scared. I don't know if that's just me being like over paranoid, but do you guys feel that way too? Like, there was just a Halloween festival, and the entire time I was like, what if something happened? A day after the devastating Columbine high school shooting, Howard reported on the incident on his show by making jokes and insensitive remarks about the teenagers' lives. He said, there were some really good-looking girls running with their hands over their heads. Did those kids try to have sex with any of those good-looking girls? They didn't even do that. At least if you're going to kill yourself and kill the kids, why wouldn't you have some sex? Oh my God. If I was going to... I don't even want to talk about this. It's like really vulgar.
Oh, man. I lived like a mile and a half from the school, man. I had a couple friends that were there, and I talked to them yesterday.
What'd they say?
They said that it was just a bunch of chaos, shooting, and...
Boy, a bunch of good-looking girls go to that school. That guy was right. That guy who called in, he was a little too excited, but... There was like really good-looking girls running out of there with their hands over their heads.
Yeah, I think the bomb teams are still working.
Did those kids try to have sex with any of the good-looking girls? They didn't even do that. At least if you're going to go kill yourself and kill kids, like, why wouldn't you have some sex?
Yeah, I would think that I would want some sex, probably.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to kill people, I'd take them out with some sex.
I guess they were getting a rush from what they were doing.
They said when these guys were really against the good-looking girls because the good-looking girls wouldn't pay attention to them. I think the good-looking girls would be begging them to live, and they go, "You don't have to beg because you're going to be dead in a minute."
Imagine how the families of those victims felt when they heard Howard talking in this way, saying that those killers should not have only just taken out their kids, but should have like R-worded them at the same time. And of course, Howard barely gets in trouble for this. A lot of people were upset by the comments, and the Denver radio show that was, I guess, syndicating his show did speak to him. They gave him a little slap on the wrist 20 minutes after he made those comments, and Howard feels like his comments were taken out of context, but I don't really think there's any context that you could, you know, switch around to make that pass. Now let's talk about what Howard did to Dolly Parton, because Dolly Parton is like an angel on earth. She is so sweet. Like, what could she do to deserve Howard's wrath? Well, Howard spliced bits from Dolly Parton's audiobook to make an offensive soundbite. Dolly released a book, My Life and Other Unfinished Business, with an audiobook to go along with it. And he made a racist and sexually graphic soundbite using her voice, trying to make it sound like she said the N slur. Dolly said, "I've never been so shocked, hurt, and humiliated in my life." He even used her voice to make perverted comments about her talking about young boys. She said, in a blue million years, I would never say such vulgar things. She also said that she was looking at taking legal action against Howard, but no lawsuit was ever filed. Howard said, "It's obviously parody and it's funny as hell, but really there's nothing funny about this, and Dolly is not the type to mess with."
That's some book.
What is she writing about?
I'll tell you what. I'll play a little thing of this. This is an audio book of hers. She's really interesting. Listen to this.
God damn, I love.
Oh, no.
That's from her audio book.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Of course, we're bleeping out some of those words, but you can see how he's taken her voice and altered it and moved around some words to make her say really nasty things.
Kenny Rogers loves to piss inside little boys' assholes.
Oh, goodness.
Man, I've lost all respect for him now.
So again, comments about young boys, not cute, and it gets worse.
And she said some terrible things about Johnny Carson, who was considered an American icon.
Right.
Johnny Carson had a dark black cock that hung down to his knees, and he used to whip the young boys in the face while Burt Reynolds would suck their skinny little holes.
It's not like Howard did a quick little H3 podcast soundbite. Like, he created multiple sentences and like stories of her using other people, and it just would probably make me feel really uncomfortable as well, especially back in like, what was this, 2008? Like, that's before we had the AI voice and things like that, and it must have felt really uncomfortable for Dolly.
I guess she had an affair or something with Burt Reynolds or something.
Really?
One night, I lifted Burt Reynolds' nuts and ate his gross, filthy shit box.
His what?
His gross, filthy shit box. Oh, you try cutting these things up.
So bad, and honestly, I would be pissed off if I was her as well. If I was Dolly, I would try to get him on copyright or something. But Howard Stern called Sam Smith a fat, ugly mother effer that looks gay and only has one hit, which obviously Sam Smith has been around since then. I don't know why he went so hard on Sam Smith. Honestly, Sam Smith gets a lot of backlash. Nowadays, it's more for the Satan kind of vibes, but back early on, he just like did not like that he was gay and chubby, and you guys know I love the LGBT community, so like I don't condone any of this. I think it's disgusting, and also he's like hating on fat people, which really, like, get a break. Howard Stern has never been a looker. I don't know why he's got to comment about every single person's appearance.
You know what I like about the guy? He's an ugly. He's fat, and
I think,
and I love it.
Has he come out as gay?
Oh, is he gay? You know what? He looks gay to me.
Sam Smith came onto the scene when it wasn't 100% okay to like be gay. I mean, honestly, it's still not 100% okay nowadays. There's a lot of people who are against the community, but Howard did not help that. Like, he can't be an ally to the people if he's calling them fat and gay and saying that little girls worship him. He said, I'd like to get him in here and congratulate him on beating the odds. He's like the male Adele.
I like that he's chubby and gay. That's why I love him. He's one of those guys I feel he's really good, but I feel like that'll be his only hit song. He's fat and he's gay and little girls worship him. That's when you know you have a good song and you have a good voice.
When he said this, Sam Smith replied by saying ignore and said, can't believe what I've just read. So Sam Smith may have acted unbothered, but clearly he was bothered and it probably really hurt him. And even though the FCC didn't do anything about the Sam Smith comments, they did do something about the Aunt Jemima comments, which I think Aunt Jemima I think is a made up character. I do remember the pancake mix and the pancake syrup, which I grew up like eating and drinking the syrup. I love pancake syrup. But they recently rebranded because this term Aunt Jemima is offensive, which I did learn that once they changed up the branding, but I never really knew that prior. In 1992, Howard said, the closest I came to making love to a black woman was that he jerked off on a picture of Aunt Jemima on a pancake box. Disgusting. He was fined $600,000 for that. And honestly, thank God that they switched up that pancake stuff, because like this just feels racist. Like, I can't believe it was only like a couple years ago that they like rebranded this, because it just like it's all giving very much racist. And throughout his career, as you guys have seen in this video, he makes really distasteful comments, like about late singer Selena and her music following her death. In 1995, Selena was murdered by the president of her fan club, Yolanda, and Selena was only 23 years old. While reporting on her death on air, Howard played gunshots over her music and mocked her fans with a fake Hispanic accent. Clearly, this man has zero empathy, and I actually question what mental health issues he has to think that this is okay. Like, is it narcissism? Like, could it be some borderline? Like, I don't want to speculate, but like, can you imagine someone dying and then you like playing gunshots over their music to like make a mockery of it? It just seems so distasteful. I don't know how he has a job.
Well, thousands of mourners have been remembering the woman known as the Queen of Tejano music, Howard. The singer Selena was shot and killed in Corpus Christi, Texas on Friday.
Guilty.
The founder of her fan club was charged with murder.
You're kidding me.
No.
Oh. The president of the fan club?
Yes.
Oh. Spanish people have the worst taste of music. They really do.
They don't like depth.
No, they don't like any depth. It's all like, you know.
So nasty over a terrible situation. If you guys want a deeper dive on Selena's death, it's highly reported on. But if you guys want me to make a video about it, comment below. And here he is mocking the accent.
Let's dance to happy music. And big chubby girls in thongs, you know.
Water is dirty.
The water is dirty. Our money means nothing on the open markets in Europe.
Government is corrupt.
Those comments are so bad, Howard had to pay for that. The New York Times reported that a South Texas judge issued a warrant charging Howard with disorderly conduct for those comments. And the following week, he did apologize on air in Spanish to her family, friends, and fans. Yeah, I'm glad he apologized, but how did you even get to this point?
This type of racist comments have no place in our radios.
Stern's words angered Selena's many fans in Texas, where she was shot and killed last Friday.
You know, for the Hispanic, community, it's a very sad thing. We lost a woman who means, dearly to us. We're kind of, hurt, and we just feel that, Howard Stern, needs to kind of cool it down sometimes when it comes to death or any other, stuff like that.
We have immediately contacted the Federal Communications Commission for an investigation, and of course have asked that his show be terminated.
Thank God someone's trying to hold him accountable, but Howard Stern can't really be stopped. I don't know what type of privilege he's got that he's gotten away with so much, but he has, and it's really sad to see because so many people have been hurt along the way.
He says, well, what did you say about this woman who got shot, Selena?
Oh.
I said, what did I say? Let's see. I said, I said her music sounded really kind of sucky.
He can talk crap about her music all he wants. I mean, that's, I guess, up to him, even though he's, you know, got a terrible take on it. But I'm glad people actually could call in and confront him and tell them, like, this is not cool. This is not how you should be reporting on her death. And also just, like, look at yourself, man. Like, imagine if this was your family member.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, Howard, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, listen, as I was explaining to Gary, the only thing is I'm a fan of yours, but, my parents, you know, man, when it was on the news report last night. They were in front of this woman.
But I'm not making fun of her. I'm making fun of the Spanish music.
Yeah, you're playing chickens in the background. You know,
it's funny.
It's
funny.
Yeah, it's not that funny because somebody, you know, famous just
We're
died.
not making fun of the fact that she died. It's the music.
And so, you know what? Do me a favor. Get me off the air. Believe me, you'd be doing me a favor.
No, you're good for the air. Just, you know.
Let's make it like Mexico where nobody can open their mouth.
Not him having a temper tantrum over making those disgusting comments. Like, oh, then just get me off the air. Okay, man. Like, I really don't like his energy, and I don't really like the content he's put out there. I mean, I understand he's done some good with his career. We've talked about some of his interviews before, and he's like asked really important questions, and like, I get it. Like, he's had his moments, but he's also had really bad moments. And it makes me sad that a lot of these people who are successful had like so many nasty, dark moments in their career to stir up controversy to get to that point. I mean, I feel like back then, especially, there wasn't social media, and you know, the radio was really it. So if he can go and like make national news by some comments that he made on the radio, then he's even more famous than he was the day before. So it's rewarding that nasty bad behavior and just like emphasizing that gross, like toxic masculinity of like women are objects and their bodies, and just not great. I don't love it, but I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Here's my email, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.